Hey Divine Feminine, welcome to my channel. It's me, Gorgeous Gold. I first want to start by saying thank you so much to everybody that has been subscribing and liking and sharing my videos. I appreciate you very much. Beyond grateful. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. That being said, we're going to jump right in. I want to ask the universe to place a bubble around me and all of my Divine Feminine. Fill that bubble with bright white lights, 3 golden rings, and violet flames. May it shine so bright that nothing negative may ever attach. This reading literally has become my favorite on the channel. And this is why. The World card is the first card to pop out. It's always so deep. Every time. What's going on for my Divine Feminine? More messages. The Tower card. Wow. More messages for my Divine Feminine. Messages for Divine Feminine. 4 of Swords. King of Wands. And one more card for their outcome. That was a lot of cards. 5 came out. The Chariot was the card on the floor. We'll see if she comes back out. Okay, she flipped. She came back out, the Chariot. Of course she did. All right. Starting our reading off, we have the World card. So you guys already know what this is. Full circle, full transformation. As you can see, the snake is going around the globe. So snakes shed their skin ever so often. You know, as their cycle progresses, they shed less and less because they have less skin to shed. They're transforming less because they reach a certain peak and they no longer need to shed as frequently. And so the fact that you've reached this world cycle right now, I feel like you are just shedding the rest of the stuff from the past cycle that you just completed. And with the World card also being held right there, I feel like you're controlling how you're doing this healing. You're controlling how you shed. Normally when we go through the shedding process, when we first begin our spiritual journey, it's a really messy process. It's very intense, dark, gray. You feel like you can't control yourself. You're out of your mind. You're out of your body. And this cycle, as you're beginning to close it, I just feel you being really firm, really in control. And maybe you're not handling everything in your life, but you know how to make the healing process a lot smoother. So this shedding process is a real beautiful one because now you're able to see it through the lens of love, as opposed to the lens of fear. So seeing the World card come out first is just, I love that. I love that that's the start of our reading. The Tower card follows the World card. So I feel that the Tower has already fallen. There's just been a lot of stuff that's been going on and a lot of emotional things, a lot of storms that you've had to weather. Just a lot of times where you felt like the foundations that you created were never stable, like you couldn't find stable ground. And so you're going through an emotional time right now as you're cleansing out, like I said, the rest of the stuff from the cycle that was kind of lingering around, buried deep within, things that you may not have known because they weren't actually on the surface. They were way buried deep within. So far deep that we didn't even know that they were there. So now they're coming up so that you can go ahead and cleanse those out. And I feel like you're going to do a lot of crying this week, but it's not even a sadness cry. It's like a healing cry, a releasing cry. Also, our tears have healing energy within them, so make sure you catch a couple on your tongue or on your hand and lick it, just as a healing process. And our bodies know how to heal itself. So it's cool to even see that that's coming out. Also with the Tower card, I feel like let whatever needs to die, die. And for some of you guys, this could be, you know, relationships and connections that you thought were going to stay around. And as we all know, on the spiritual journey, one day a person can be there and be very significant in your journey. And then the next day, you know, they're no longer in alignment with where you're moving. So you have to be willing to let the old things go and not allow them to conquer or defeat where you're headed. Because in the big scope of things, their part was just for that chapter. So it's important to let things flow the way that they're supposed to flow. That's what I'm hearing. Just let things flow the way that they're supposed to flow. go through this cleansing and allow this cycle and everything from the rest of this cycle that needs to close down, all of these tears that you need to shed, all of that baggage that you need to clear out of your body, all of that energy, those memories, the tears, everything. Just clear it out this week and get to moving. I feel like with the Four of Swords here driving your energy, you're still moving forward. As we can see, he's still walking up those stairs, but you're going through all of this stuff, this cleansing process and this releasing, so you're still looking back. I feel like you're still kind of reminiscing this week, going within, reconsidering some situations, reconsidering some things, getting clear with your own body and getting clear with the things that have been stuck in there, and maybe just trying to remember and gain clarity of situations that you may have left unresolved. Because we all know that on our spiritual journey, we get moving. There are a lot of things that start to happen, and then there's situations that come up to heal the major things, but sometimes there's stuff that gets pushed deep down that you never face, and then randomly you're driving and you hear a song or something and it reminds you of this memory that you didn't even know was there. So it's important for you to actually go through and heal that, because if you do not heal it, you'll repress it, and if you repress it, then it's just lying dormant to cause grief later. Things that are not healed are things that are left unresolved, and things that are left unresolved are things that can create destruction later on. So it's better to just go through this healing process, cry these tears in this cycle the right way this time, knowing that yes, I'm looking back right now, I'm looking back this week, but I'm not doing it in a way of I'm thinking about going back. No, you're still moving forward. You're just looking back this week so that you can know when you walk away this time and when you let this cycle go, everything that was in that cycle is left back there. You don't have a reason to turn back. You don't have a reason to go over there and reminisce with this anymore. It's like, okay, I had my last look at you. You're done. Like that's where it has to stay now. It's got to go back there. King of Wands comes out, and of course it does, to bring us right to the Chariot. The King of Wands is just telling you exactly where you are. You are mastering your spiritual world. You are mastering yourself. And that is such a wonderful feeling, because the only thing within this life that we can control is ourselves. So to learn how to master and to work with yourself and utilize your skills to create the best for all of humanity is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trait to have, and a beautiful experience to be in. We spend this entire life, I feel, seeking ourselves and seeking to learn how to fulfill ourselves and how to fulfill our life's destiny. So the first step to fulfill our life's destiny is to learn ourselves and to even learn what our life's destiny is and how we are going to honor ourselves. But in order to honor yourself, you have to know thyself. And the more you get in touch with your spirituality and go through these healing processes and go through this shedding and go through these enlightenments, the more knowledge and wisdom builds within your body. And it feels like you're just walking with such charisma and just happiness and strength. You're very bold. I love to see the energy, and I'm really grateful to be a part of the collective to feel the energy. The spiritual journey is the scariest yet most fulfilling thing that any of us can choose to go on. And once you start to master the healing process and kind of go through these different energies, it's beautiful to see that you come out as a master manifester, and extremely intuitive and in touch with your intuition and in touch with your highest good, and constantly in communication with your spirit guides, your angels, your mentors, and your highest self. Realizing that this week, the key is meditation, because you need to be in constant communication and constant contact with that higher self so that you're able to gain the guidance that you need for all of this movement that is coming. Because we have the Chariot as our outcome of this week. And look at that storm behind her. There's a tornado that just knocked down everything that she's known, but she's still going ahead bravely. The Chariot energy is just straight movement. moving to the end of cycles, moving to a new cycle, moving to the life that is better in alignment with who you are as a person and not the life that others have designed for you. Trusting in your own power and trusting in the power and the abilities that you have to grow and to heal this planet and to heal yourself. I feel like with the Chariot, you're also just moving away from familial issues. There's a lot of baggage there, and a lot of you guys, this cycle of the tears and all of that stuff that you're going through, the cycle that you're closing out, it's family ties and family cycles that you're closing out. So there's a lot of focus on the family and focus on those friendships and just things from the past. You're just really clearing them out, moving away from them and realizing that those will not be your demise. That is not your ending. That was just a part of your journey. You've gone through the process now. You're healing that. You're working through it. And there's no reason for you to stay within the energy or to allow that energy to creep back in. Knight of Cups came out to clarify the World card. The Tower is clarified by the Two of Wands. The Four of Swords is clarified by the Knight of Swords. Clarity for the King of Wands. Oh, wow. Clarity for the Queen. The King of Wands is the Queen of Wands and the Star card, of course. Clarity for the Chariot. Ace of Cups. Wow. And then the bottom of the deck, the Lovers. That is so beautiful. And the top of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. All right. So we have the Knight of Cups clarifying the World card. You're closing out a cycle, as I already said, and you're hopping into a new beginning and moving towards those things that are fulfilling to you. The Knight of Cups energy is just an energy of laughter and an energy of grounding because you're finally understanding and able to embrace your emotions in a healthy way. I also just feel like with the Knight of Cups, it's like other people around you may not agree with what's happening. So they're kind of like, you need to stop doing this. You need to do that. That's probably where the family issues are coming up. Or for some of you guys, it's significant others, friends. I just feel like it's relationships, like people in your life that necessarily don't agree with what you're doing. But with the Knight of Cups, he is not stressed about that. Like, look at him. He's on his bunny hopping in with his cup, holding it up, knowing that where he's headed is going to bring him happiness. And because of that, he's safe, he's protected, and he's not in a fearful state. He's in an energy of love because he trusts that this cycle that he's going into will be nothing like what he just came from. The storms that he's gone through, the storms that have taken place within your life, like those are not going to be present in this cycle. Will you have difficult times? Of course. But they're not going to be anything like what you dealt with in the past. You've healed from that. The Two of Wands is clarifying the Tower card. And so I love that this Two of Wands is a baby. Because to me, babies represent that childlike innocence in the beginning of a life. Beginning of a new life. You've already made the decision to walk away from the things that have caused you the tears and the things that have kept you trapped in certain cycles that you didn't need to be in. You've constantly been faced with lessons upon lessons upon lessons because we all know how the universe works. Like, first you get that whisper, then you get that yell. It just constantly happens. If you're not listening, then the universe has to shake you up in a certain way. And a lot of us had experienced similar situations over and over and over and over and over again to get the lesson that we were supposed to get from it. And so with the Tower coming out, clarified with the Two of Wands, this is just saying that you've already made the decision to finally face your lessons head on, to see what is going to come of these situations and to let what has already passed go. You cannot change what's happened. You cannot change what this person did or what that person did, but you can change how you move forward. The past has already happened, but the future has not, and we're living in the present. So as long as you embrace the present moment, you can change the outcome of your future. And I feel like a lot of you are consciously making that decision this week to move forward in a way that grounds your reality for today, so that later on you don't face the same difficulties and lessons that you've already had to face, so that you don't make the same mistakes of your parents and of your grandparents and of that. Because the stuff that you're healing, Divine Feminine, this collective that I'm speaking to, this is generational stuff. It's not stuff that's just happened and we just let it go. No, this is stuff that's been played over and over and over and over again within our families. So we're breaking major cycles, and that's not an easy job. Others may not see your vision, and others do not see your healing process. So consciously make the decision to have that new life and to go in it being authentic to yourself and trusting that your truth is the way. That's why the Knight of Swords came out to clarify the Four of Swords. The only way for you to move through this new cycle that you're walking in is with your truth. You can't sugarcoat it. You can't hide it anymore. I feel like the box is being opened and you're having to come out. You're having to truly face some things and face some realities in your life that maybe up until this point you weren't strong enough to, or you, like I said in the beginning, didn't even know that they were there. Now you're seeing, oh, wow, so this is why this worked out this way, and this is why that happened. Now it's like the final pieces are coming together for you to fully close this cycle out, walk away, and step into this new space that has been awaiting for you to align with it for this long. There's been constant signs, constant synchronicities like coming in, all these messages coming in for you. But until you were ready to fully close this cycle out, you weren't able to embody the new cycle. You cannot go into this new space carrying old bullshit. And our last couple readings have been just that. Like you getting in that energy of closing out cycles. You getting in that energy of freeing up space so that you're able to embody the queen that you are. Or king for my for my men that are divine feminine. It's just masculine and feminine energy is within everyone. But everybody has a dominant feature. So that's about you knowing yourself and understanding yourself. And if this message resonates with you, then take that. The Queen of Wands came out to clarify the King of Wands and the Star card. So, as I just mentioned, we all have masculine and feminine energies. And Divine Feminine, the collective is finally finding that balance within and healing both sides. Because in order for you to be truly successful and to move forward in life and show up every single day, no matter if you are a man or a woman, you have to have both that masculine and that feminine energy. The feminine energy is your intuition, your guidance system, the fertility, the creativity. That is you being able to create. But the masculine energy is to protect those creations and to defend what you know to be your truth. So if we all do not have both aspects completely in balance, we're not able to fully create or stand in our true power. So to see the Star card coming out, there's balance for both sides coming in. There's that masculine and that feminine balance. Another message that I'm receiving for this is that some of you guys have been aligning with yourself, and therefore it is causing you to attract your partner, your divine counterpart. And if you already have your divine counterpart, then this is allowing you guys to flow in a simpler way, like a river, just flowing, because you're finally both getting in a space of full balance within both sides, the masculine and feminine. Until you have mastered that, you cannot form healthy relationships, because one element will be dominating, which will then cause you to be in a space of grief, neglect, and sometimes just extreme imbalance. And, you know, obviously, some of us do have a little bit more feminine energy or a little bit more masculine energy. But overall, the point of it is it should be in, you know, relative balance. As much balance as was meant for you in this time and in this space. But I see the balance within is creating balance without. The balance that you are creating within your own heart is finally allowing your relationships to flow in harmony and in balance, and it's calling you to attract in your divine counterpart. If you have been searching for that person, because of the healing work that you've been doing and because of the healing work that they are doing, regardless of if you know them or not, things are forming in a way that is healthier and you're able to be in sync. Connections are truly receiving a lot of healing right now. And individually, we are receiving a lot of healing right now. So this is just a week of healing and embracing the changes that have come into your life and the changes that are to come, because this is only the beginning of this new cycle. So you're still in that baby phase. You're still in the phase of putting little pieces together. The cycle, by the end of the decade, 2020, that whole decade, when we get to 2030, lives will be completely transformed. Those that have been on this spiritual journey, their lives will look like something from a movie. Something that they could only dream of. And actually, I don't even feel like you could dream of it, because it's going to be bigger than anything that you could dream of. Last but not least, clarifying the Chariot card, we have the Ace of Cups. And that's what I was just saying. The fulfillment and the abundance and the unlimited and unconditional love that is flowing in because of all the healing that is surrounding you is something unimaginable. It is something that it feels like a storybook. It just feels like the end to a very beautiful fairy tale. Like, it's the happily ever after. And your cup is full. And so therefore, any situations that may come to you within this cycle or within any situation, period, you're able to realize the bigger picture. So therefore, you're able to be more in control of your emotions and act from a place of emotional stability, which then grounds you in a reality that is abundant and full of love. I just feel like there's such peace in your life that everything else around you begins to reflect peace. And the more you heal and get in contact with thyself, the more your outer world becomes a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful reflection of the peace and harmony that we all are sent here for. But the truth of the matter is, some of us don't choose to go on the healing journey, so they don't get to experience that. But those that do, they get to see what heaven on earth truly is. And I feel like the collective that I'm speaking to is going to see what heaven on earth is. So to end our reading, we're going to get an Isis Oracle card. I love ending with these because they always just sum the message up in a way that's great. Ooh, what card did we get? Divine Sun Child. I'm really excited to read this and the imagery on these cards. So beautiful. Okay. Blessings of the Sun Falcon. The divine sun child, Horus, son of Isis and Osiris, flows to you now, beloved initiate. It is time to allow your life to flourish without limits, to let your light burn bright and without veil, just like the midsummer sun burning without contest in the Egyptian desert. Blessings of the Sun Falcon herald the time when your divine legacy is being born. It is your time to burn bright. Horus, the divine son child of Isis and Osiris, was born out of impossible circumstances through the great devotion of his mother Isis and her loving determination to heal her husband and bring him back to life, to eventually become king of Egypt, defeating dark forces that would seek to destroy him and all that he loved with great triumph. It is a story of the divine hero of Egypt. It is also a metaphor for our inner world. Our divine feminine must stay true to her values of love and healing and the triumph of creativity over destruction born of fear and hate. She must never give up her belief in her ideals. Our divine feminine is our body, whether man or woman, our inner values and the ideals that make up our heart, that make our hearts beat stronger and feel right within our belly. With such love for her inner divine masculine, she never gives up on her belief in him either, and in her desire for their togetherness. It leads to his healing, even if he has been lost, fragmented, and thought dead. The divine masculine is our spirit, whether man or woman, that our body desires to unite with, to help it come to life and light in a new and blissful way. The love in our hearts calls our spirit home into our bodies. We become able to stand firm, take action, and make choices that allow our inner ideals to become a part of our world. We live according to our values, not just hold them inside of ourselves. Finally, as our divine feminine and masculine unite within our bodies, a new golden consciousness is born. This is the sun child Horus with an eye that is in the moon and an eye that is the sun, representing the perfect balance of masculine and feminine in harmony with love and each other. The divine sun child is the new self, filled with love, light, and power in the world. It is the authentic self, living the inner truths in the outer world, an agent of healing on this planet, an inspiration for others to be bold, brave, and vivid enough to walk their own path to eventually receive these same blessings. As the sun falcon, with the burning golden solar disk above his head, he descends to you now, blessing you with great light, good tidings, and creative potency to manifest your life's legacy, that which has meaning and preciousness to your heart and soul successfully. He is a sign that your heart needs to know it will triumph. The solar principle for which he stands honors creativity and light in all forms: music, art, writing, and more. What is in your heart? Are you building a spiritual legacy in your life now? Even if from seemingly small or impossible beginnings, great things are possible for you and your creative spirit. To allow these sacred blessings to empower your creative birth now, in many ways you are guided to let go of thoughts or feelings that it is impossible or too hard or cannot be done. Honoring the need to create as a part of your natural life expression is a way for you to receive these blessings. You are born to shine like the sun. You just are, and there is no question that it will happen. This oracle of the Sun Falcon can also indicate a new and life-changing opportunity is on its way to you. When your heart sings, say yes. Do not give up until you have all of your success. The sun will shine on you, and you will succeed. Wow, like what a way to end our reading. So, Divine Feminine, that has been my message to Divine Feminine this week. I love you guys so much. I will be trying to upload an 11/11 portal video as well as a full moon video. This week is very powerful. Take advantage of the energies that are surrounding us. I love you guys so very much. I'm sending you so many positive vibrations and just positive love and everything like that. Namaste. Thank you.